COVID-19 vaccinations may not offer as much protection to people with compromised immune systems, which is why a booster shot is being recommended for those who fall within that group. Shamala Pullen tells us more in the health report.
CNN's chief correspondent and Inside Politics host John King revealed last week that he's immunocompromised. He made the disclosure following the death of former U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell, who died from COVID-19 complications last week. Mr. Powell, who was vaccinated, had multiple myeloma. This is a form of bone marrow cancer that affects blood cells and suppresses the body's immune response. He was scheduled for a booster shot, but that was postponed when he became ill.
I'm going to share a secret I've never spoken before. I'm immunocompromised. I have multiple sclerosis. All right? So I'm grateful you're all vaccinated. I'm grateful my employer says all these amazing people who work on the floor who came in here for the last 18 months when we were doing this are vaccinated now that we have vaccines. I worry about bringing it home to my 10-year-old son who can't get a vaccine. I don't like the government telling me what to do. I don't like my boss telling me what to do. In this case, it's important.
A person who is immunocompromised has a weak immune system which does not function properly. This can either be temporary or permanent. Dr. Alison Nicholson is a consultant microbiologist at the University Hospital of the West Indies.
And what it means is that there's something happening in your body that prevents you from responding to the usual stimulus of infection in the way other people respond. So your body responds by putting out cells that are able to mobilize resources and trap the offending invader and deal with it summarily. But when you're immunocompromised, and that happens in conditions such as diabetes, different types of cancer, etc., you can't mobilize the same resources to move towards an invading intruder.
Persons who are immunocompromised are still encouraged to use what they can, like the COVID-19 vaccine, to protect themselves, but with caution. Speaking to your medical doctor before making this decision is critical.
You know that this person is at risk, sit down with them, understand the level of risk depending on their condition, then you can advise them on the vaccine, whether you want them to do it or not, and then you advise them on how to proceed even if they have had the vaccine. Some persons having had vaccines throw all caution to the wind. That's not the wisest approach.
Just recently, the CDC says persons who are immunocompromised may not be fully protected after initial COVID-19 vaccination. It recommends that moderately to severely immunocompromised persons receive a booster shot. With our health report, I'm Shamala Pullen wishing you good health.